It's going to be safe at YouTube.
I hope so. It's not a streaming.
It's a stream, yeah. It's 8 hours talk.
And we can save it and then put it on our website.
And then, yes, download, third party, the, yes.
It's because who's gonna watch it?
You have to be really
Live.
motivated.
Yeah. My mother. So I received the me still next day of you get you have time to work.
No, I don't think so.
Only one
They are lost in public transport.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In any way.
Yeah.
But they were not supposed to wear bugs, so they feel like honey.
Oh, and it's also the birthday of the girl who actually did the work.
Really?
Hmm?
Paola?
No, I'm presenting work for Amazon tomorrow today.
Okay.
I actually was just notified.
Let's say so.
Wow. Great.
But I changed the results.
Okay.
She was that I think.
Perfect.
Vale, ahora ya actualizamos el link y varias generaciones de máster. Yeah,
Lost you.
That's right.
uno a ver,
So it's the second week.
yeah,
Second, yes.
yeah. Actually, we use the array code.
Yeah, but this
Yeah, but if you can translate it, yeah, you can use whatever you like.
I don't think I can. If I retweet, I can retweet it. But
Ah, okay, okay. Okay,
I already.
get to
I think I already retweeted it.
You want to
okay.
Yeah.
No, okay, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
That's why.
the group. Then I have a selection.
Where to get it from.
Yeah, that's why I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
You know, let me,
We're going to start
I think everybody here knows, but I'm going to present myself just in case. I'm Alicia. I'm a member of the Spanish Euronet working group, and I'm going to present this first meeting, this first scientific meeting of Euronet. Now we're going a bit late, but I think we can make it. The idea now is to have presentations of about 15 minutes each, and after each presentation, questions and comments for 10 minutes maximum. And if it's still fine at the end of the conference, we can keep discussing the topics. You know that the main topic here is formation in public health, and we are having several presentations about um, how we can improve the public health training, and then afterwards some presentations about internship opportunities and training in other countries. So I'm going to present this this work made by the working group in training and public health for the Spanish Society of Epidemiology. I already said hi. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. We are presenting the work of the Spanish Society of Epidemiology in training in public health. So I must remark that this work is made by several people that couldn't make it today because they were invited to speak today, and it's not related with our national association. So we are not endorsing this proposal, but we are considering for further today. It's about a proposition in changing the current training in public health in Spain, which is to the model that we are using. So I'm speaking on behalf of these list of authors, and I wish to thank especially Olafgar and Gloria Perez, because thanks to them we have this nice classroom and these materials to present today. So as you may know, I hope you already know, public health, working in public health is different from training in other medical specialties because it involves working with population mostly, individual but mostly in a population level, and working with specialists and with knowledge coming from different areas. And most of all, it's important to either network of different agents, social agents, political agents, economical agents, all working for the betterment of the population. So are we training specialists that are able to work in this complex reality? So for this group of work of the society, the epidemiology society, the answer is clearly no. We are not training, or we are not doing the best training for specialists. And it's not a problem only in Spain, but in other countries. For example, in the United States, they have made surveys that says that almost 90% of the working force working in public health is not prepared, is not specialized in public health. So they are learning as it goes. But it's really possible to have academic degrees in public health because they have their important public health faculties at Harvard School or the Johns Hopkins Public Health School. And it's possible to have a graduate or a postgraduate or master in public health and global health. But they are very well considered, and every academic formation is evaluated by the Association of Public Health Schools. But it's mostly an academic field that is not tied in the workforce. The workforce is not so well paid, but still there are some people being employed to work in a university that have a lot of capacity to public service. In Canada, on the other hand, is different world. They are trained in medical and nursing schools, and the specialization is only available for medical workers in nurses mostly. It's a 4 years, no, 5 years training, and the first year training as in most countries because it's 1 year of clinical training. So there are two different models of it. As for Europe, most of the countries in continental Europe has also a model that is based in medical doctors with public health. So the public health training as a formal training is available only for medical doctors, but medical professionals can do some academic degrees or undergraduate in public health schools. So we have, for example, in another country like Sweden or Finland, they have the possibility to have a public health grade or a public health master or a public health PhD. But it's a very academic oriented and focusing on research mostly. This grade, this academic formation is open to biologists, physiologists, and a lot of different professions that are not related to health. And it's a multidisciplinary orientation. But you see that there's speaking of formal training for the medical doctors. Formal training meaning that we have a pathway of 4 or 5 years of practical and theoretical formation, and most of the other non-medical is with university formation. The difference in Europe, or the exception, is the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom started with the same model as continental Europe, a different model for medical doctors and non-medical professionals, and they changed the model because they saw that there was an increasing number of non-medical professionals very well trained in public health, with knowledge in public health, and increasing difference in wages and status inside the administration, because you get a different wage if you were a medical doctor specialized in preventive medicine, or if you were, like, for example, a statistician or a psychologist working in public health. So for them, it was a difficult situation, and they changed the model to have these faculties of public health training in a multidisciplinary and multi-professional way, medical specialists and medical specialists. The training in public health in the United Kingdom has a common formation for everyone and 2 ways of entry. One, for the medical doctors that can access by 2 years of foundation program, that is the same program as the rest of medical students, and a clinical training. And then the other type of access is for the non-medical specialists, and it involves these 3 systems. You have to prove having a high academic performance and a previous work experience in public health, about 3 and 5 years of experience. And you have to have a set of capacities related to public health. The working network, leadership, communication skills, and in Spain, we have the same model as continental Europe. We have public health by law defined as multidisciplinary and multi-professional, but then this definition does not apply to the reality because we have training in different departments, one for medical doctors and one for non-medical specialists, as well as university formation, mostly masters and courses for non-medical doctors, and the specialty of medicine and public health that is a 4-year training. As for the work in Spain, we have the possibilities to two possibilities. Maybe the most common one is the first one, to be a public health officer, and it's required to access this position to make the same exam. But the important thing here is that normally no training in public health or specialization is required. So education in public health is continuing. The working force may not may not have a public health degree or previous formation, but they enter after passing an exam, and then they get trained in public health. And the other possibility that is starting to appear is that some public institutions may contract people and having this requirement, the training and specialization in public health. But again, it's not the same having a 4-year training in public health as a medical doctors have and to have a master's degree in public health for 1 year. For example, here also it's possible that some cases like the Agency of Public Health in Barcelona, they are offering workers that were not trained previously the possibility of doing the master's degree in public health. But again, it's not the same as the 4-year standard formation for medical doctors. So the main problem is this. We have the workforce is not the previous workforce, people actually now working that enter these positions without the requirement of having a public health specialization. And then a young workforce who trained in masters and PhDs in public health or specialists in preventive medicine that may not get visa because it's not a special requirement. So we have different standards for the same position, different wages if you are a medical doctor or not, and different status if you are a doctor or a nurse of the statistician. As you see, it's not a Spanish problem. Continental Europe have this same problem, and the only countries that are offering a standard formation in public health, the only country that is the United Kingdom, and then some countries offer access to a formal training also to nurses, and then this nurses are not taking, so some kind of health related. So the law in Spain is open to changes, and this group is talking about 3 pathways to change, 2 ways of changing the training. It could be that we have a specialist training for non-medical doctors as a different thing apart from the preventive medicine and public health specialization. That would be one solution. The second one is the multidisciplinary training, that is having the same qualification for medical doctors and non-medical professionals, the same training and the same name and the same status. It could be a problem because non-medical professionals not related with health as sociologists would be in direct contact with patients in preventive medicine or epidemiology, and some medical issues may arise. So this second option may be not feasible. And the third one, it would be a model similar to the United Kingdom, a multi-professional system with a common entry point, with a um, with common concepts on the first part of the information, and then a specialization available only for professionals related to public health in different for each background. So this is the model that the working group is proposing, a multi-professional model based in a common entry exam for medical and non-medicals, and it will be a 4-year training with 3 educational steps. The first one would be the master's degree in public health. The second stage would be a training in common fields that everyone has to know how is the work in each of the fields, and the fields are not there, but it will, they're proposing to be the preventive medicine area, epidemiology, environmental health and food protection, and management and health administration as is um, in the law, in the health law. And the third stage, that is the different stage, would be a specialization in this area. And now we will add that medical doctors will be the only ones specializing in preventive medicine and epidemiology to avoid these ethical issues because we have to contact patients. And everyone after these 4 years of formation will be expected to have these public health capacities that are defined by the international and national health goals. So the final conclusions of the working group is that formal training is very important, and it's very important to be standardized to have high quality public health services. But now we have so many different medical and medical residents and professionals that are not required to be specialized working in public health, and that it could be disposed in the Spanish law to do this change in training and have a multi-professional formation for everyone without difference in wages and expectations. So I would like to ask you about what's the situation in your country. Have you got the same problems? Um, what is your solution to manage this difference between non-medical and medical professionals? And do you think it's important to include or to have a formal training for non-medical professionals similar to the medical residents? If we can open discussion here. So it would be nice if somebody has questions that is coming up to see and say hello to the team. So you have to start with the
Hello. I have a question. Hello, Italy, and when you pass the third stage, if you show what public health. So at the third stage, you have to do the specialization between one of the public areas. So how do you know? I mean, people will have different backgrounds and different interests, but how do you define the need for? I mean, you cannot have all the health promoters coming out from the school
struggle. Um, so I'm not in the working group, but I think that it's going to be the next step. So now they have just proposed the change, and then the next step, and they said that in the working document would be meeting every partner and agency in public health and having diagnosis of what are the needs of the population and the future needs of public health professionals. And then as it is made with the medical specialization with cardiologists or surgeons have a number of every specialization. But that's the next step, and it must be done with everybody and with responsible with management and public health institutions. And they are working. I think that
I think it's really important that those topics are considered, but I don't see how everyone's going through the same training program will make it more discriminatory. We all have the same training. There's a problem with access points that are critical access to it. If someone already has a PhD in economics, putting them through the same kind of health training, also, I think it should be recognized that already an expert.
yeah, I see what you mean. And they are discussing which professionals or which professions will be included in this multi-professional training, because it's not that everyone that works in something related to public health should do the training, because there's something called the wider workforce for the English people, that is everyone that is connected and is working in the network, and just economists or statisticians. Maybe they don't have to do that, but it would be nice to have the most common professions working in epidemiology, for example, that are medical doctors and nurses and psychologists, psychologists, maybe 4, 5, 6 professions as veterinarians and nurses and psychologists. And, still waiting for a definition. But and the other ones would be not trained in the public as almost formal training. So and that would be for the future. So if you already have a public health PhD, with that you have to do this specialist training, but it would be for the future and maybe not for every profession, but 5, 6 professions that equivalent or work in the same way as medical doctors.
I wanted to ask you if in the current training schemes and programs, different trainings give access to professionals to different kinds of jobs, or like a medical doctor that is
I'm not very sure about that, but I think so. You have a epidemiology and proactive medicine that is access, uh, where it's going to be doctors, then maybe health promotion. Uh, could be a psychologist or a mental doctor. And the question is maybe um, the requirements are a thing that your institution can choose the requirements. But the thing is that you have the same training and for that promotion, for example. And if you are a psychologist or you are a medical doctor specialized, you have promotion for the same position in level, that is high grade specialist information, to be the same. That's the point. That's, so we just continue the next presentation that will be peer-to-peer training.
Introduction to Center for Medicine and Hospital First is designed to welcome the residents and the students of useful information about what would be their training during the next 4 years ahead of them. So during our timing as medical students, we barely know something about preventive medicine and public health. You know, we have some useful like statistics, epidemiology, preventive medicine, but these subjects are very well, and we barely don't know. As for example, we know cardiology, we have a big idea of what it is, but what is not happening with preventive medicine and public health. So just few students choose this residency when they have to choose. Nowadays, the committee were aware of this, and those who were involved in our training decided in 2006 to start a 10-day course where they explain like the all fields that we were going to training and explain to us how would we work on them and do some little like practical training, some examples and that. And it was a really good course. But then the crisis came and there was no money for that extra. So, and it was a very professional of public health and preventive medicine. So during 2 years after, 2011 to 2020, it was just a one-day course. Lessons of 40 minutes and just a theoretical explaining of what it was the residency about. And I was in that day training. It was almost like nothing. It was a very bad one. So, nowadays, the residents, our national association, ARES, thought it could be a great idea try to get back to that course, the course, but we don't have so much resources we can be, but we have a group. And so we also have some ideas, and we put a lot of effort. We coordinate a 3 days course, and it was made for residents by residents. So the aim was to acquire global vision of the special team preventive medicine and public health, and software to other parties that will share kind of residents. So how was it about? How did we do? So it was about 20 residents as teachers. Also, we called former residents that have just finished the residency to let us know where are they working now and all that. So more or less 50% is to know about fields involved during residency, and the other 50% was what is important for us is meeting the colleagues. That was a big difference with the other courses, and it's something that we did yesterday, and it was more like working workshops, like working games, some presentations like self-master in public health, and that kind of presentations were more like advices for the new residents, like you should better do the master like this or like that, please go and more like advice, like where the parents, but very useful advice. And it takes 3 days, around 15 hours, 45 minutes per presentation. And every lesson was made like 2 residents, and we are going to see now. And in the end of the course, we made a reflection survey to know what we are doing and what can we do better. This is the plan. This was quite important for us as a member. Roundtable and residents talking about promotion, whatever. And we really want feedback of the students. It's not like university that we just do unidirectional information. We want to continuous feedback, and they make their questions and their doubts, and it's like very participative. So this are one the results of that survey I told you, and in general, well, I can say they are quite satisfied with this survey. They say that really the rest of the people is very nice. They are really, and they have starting to know what is going to be about the residency. So in general, they are quite satisfied with this. Limitations. Very good. It's 3 days instead of 2 days. So it's not possible to plan and carry on working for every issue that will be perfect. For example, surveillance of a breakout, doing it theoretical one, and then it was in the first 10-day course they used to do that, and it was very interesting activity, but we can't do it anymore because it's only 3 days, and it's only available for residents of Madrid Academic Committee. So those from other territories who like to come are welcome, but this was to listen to their committees, and they also have to pay yourself for transport and accommodation. So conclusion, they get good knowledge of abilities and skills they are going to acquire during their residency, within their college and other residents, and can support them in future research doubts and business, and also our social benefits include on plans and that. And they're not also the global centration. And that's all.
Was it difficult to get your Was it hard to get your training or your
They just let us there to day trip. I did that. They just give us permission for taking a 3 day, but okay, that's all. They give us they were going to the
actually they pay the meal lesson so they can have it. So that was huge. Because, your men were like starting having all these incorporating process hospitals. Like it's actually easier for 3 days and it's compulsory.
Who's that? Yes, we thought that maybe back to the but that's what we want, but it's difficult because we have not really reflected either quality and more residents. We have like 17 every year.
Yeah, between 17 and 20.
17. So if they like the place and the other areas are only four, five, so it would be more difficult. That's why we try to make them come to Madrid, but it's very big permission. They don't give them any money to go out. It's big. Maybe Barcelona, because how many are in Barcelona? Seven. But yes, it's difficult. So nothing fun, right?
Sorry, both of you. Um, maybe it would be interesting to think about future training, like that. So the next presentation will be Pietro from Italy, and he's presenting.
Results from a survey, no, I did not, in Italy, and I'm presenting results from a survey that was conducted in Italy among medical and public health, and about the competencies and skills in knowledge for public health professionals. So this was made from the National Medical Association of Residents for Public Health, and I'm presenting on behalf of the working group on training needs of medical residents in public health that in Italy is I think medicine, and these are the guys that actually carry out this survey. Not me. I will give you at the end of the presentation if you are interested in the subject. Then what this survey was based on a previous work on the same working group that you can actually find within the presentation. Then was the education and comparative analysis of education and training amongst postgraduate medical schools in public health. So this is the data and the results from the previous study. You can see the situation in Italy about training is something heterogeneous, like obviously. We have 32 different schools, so basically there were some differences between schools with some of the some of the teachings that are mostly penalized, that were some of the teachings identified by law, were penalized in the school, and of course the study training at the beginning of the school was foreseen by the law, but actually this was not carried out in most of the schools as foreseen. So the DN 2005 is the law that regulates public health training in Italy, and the objective of the survey was to respond to answer to this question, and if it could be on those standards for the training, so if it was covering effectively all the skill competencies and knowledge used for public health training. As we have seen, implementation is to actually change to the model for public health training, but in Italy we have this model. This survey was carried out in jointly with the Accademia Romana di Sanità Pubblica, that will actually present this work that they did an extensive revision of the literature, and they selected all documents that were descriptive of competencies for public health training. Actually they made a consensus document on that, on all these competencies coming out from different documents. And so this hopefully will be published in Q. I hope it will be not this year. Okay, this is just some example of different documents with consensus, and this is the result. They actually identified 10 different competencies macro areas, and for each macro areas with different a number of possible competencies represented. So the survey was carried out among medical residents in public health from the National Medical Association. So 2 representatives residents per school, in total 64 observations, and 12 different questions covering all the competencies fields of the model. The first question was to make to understand if, based on personal experience of the medical residents, they were feeling they had achieved the satisfying level of competence in the different macro areas. So what actually came out was that macro areas like disease prevention was really was well represented, at least in the feeling of the medical residents among different schools. But what came out is that social determinants and inequalities in macro area, financial planning and management, leadership, thinking, and capacity building were the most underrepresented, at least as the medical residents felt about the preparation competence level at the moment. So here you can see some example of these areas, like disease prevention, that is very well represented, and here in green you can see the most represented items of the macro area. The original survey was in Italian, so you can find errors in English, that's me. And for example, health promotion also was very well represented in the survey, with all different items. I won't go through, but you can look at them in the presentation. Uh, and also scientific competencies in public health were represented. Knowledge of, for example, knowledge of basic sciences or acquired competencies in public health, use of acquired competencies for public health practice. Other materials, as I said before, were very little represented in the field of the residents, and mostly social determinants. Okay, okay. Social determinants and inequalities were less represented with very little acknowledge for the contribution of diverse perspectives in of services to community health. I mean, as you saw before in other presentation, public health in most of the models is a very multidisciplinary approach, whether in Italy it's mostly for medical residents. Public health is very found as a medical profession, so diversity can be a real issue sometimes. And financial planning and management was also not very well represented, with difficulties in understanding financial budgeting, budgeting contribution to the economic use of resources for public health targets and objectives. And also, finally, leadership system thinking and capacity building was very little. Okay, sorry, was very little represented. And as for ethical principles, so how to describe ethical issues in public health, or description in, by, of means by which the organization operates within healthcare sector can actually work together to achieve common objectives and targets in public health. And basically, as I told you before, as public health is mostly a medical unidisciplinary approach, social, political, economical aspects are really hard sometimes to be in the vision of most public health residents. At least it's not in the training, and it's needed. I think 95 and for the research carried out. So we also asked all the people whether they would actually like formal training, further training in this area. So here I can show you the data in two formats. This is absolute number for everyone that answer to the first question is still in the data. So you can see it's for all the areas it's still 64 observations. So these are absolute numbers. This is representative of the population of residents in means of absolute numbers of people. So bigger area means that there is more people willing to undertake formal courses on this. So as you can see, the areas less represented are also the areas that are most wanted by medical residents. They will study more with more, and also this picking out the initial respondents to the first question. You can see that also relative to smaller population of medical residents, still leadership, system thinking, to building of financial planning and management. But this was interesting because also an area that was very well represented, or at least not as bad represented as other areas in the beginning, is still very in my medical residence in public health in Italy as the evaluation and analysis. So these are basically the conclusions. There are some areas that where in which medical residents in public health in Italy feel competent, feel they at the end of their so that at the end of their training in medical or public health. This was there are always doctors. Really, I'm a doctor. And so disease prevention, health promotion, and scientific competences are basically fields where in which medical residents in public health in Italy feel that they would achieve good competencies. But as for social determinants and health inequalities, financial planning and management, and leadership, critical thinking, these are the areas where less very, very, very badly represented in the sample, and are also the macro areas that are less represented in the training regulation in Italy. So we can say that the ministerial decree that regulated in 2005 needs to be revised a bit because these areas are not represented and people feel they need. Also, evaluation and analysis can be still improved because people want to be trained in evaluation and analysis and people want that's what we're training for. Thank you for your attention. And for any further in-depth questions, I'm sure I can answer some questions now, but for any further in-depth questions, also please contact Biro and Andrea that will be in charge of this.
So this is evidence. So you did a survey, you have results of your weaknesses and your strengths of your training program. I would like to know if your professors are taking this into account, or if they're just like, okay, good job. Just go back to your classroom.
But the fact is that we have 32 schools, and there is not really right now a revision of the law as there is in Spain at the moment. So basically, this was more like an advocacy work. We don't really know. It's carried out by the Medical Association of Residents in Public Health, National Medical Association. So we presented the results also at the National Congress this year, and we have presented the data. It always feels we are a little bit of syndicate with so they are not really happy when these things come or not work. There are some that were also moderating the session that actually couldn't say everything they don't like. But definitely we're still very far from example from Spain models because we are not under a report right now of this. And mostly we don't specify that much. If you see the programs in Italy for training in public health, they are very broad. I mean, you should need in 4 years, you should cover all the areas and it's pretty improbable. So basically to have some focus would be probably a little bit better for people because people cannot achieve a very good level in all these competence fields probably. So with this work we identified the areas that are very less other questions? Lot of information. So there are most of the competencies that you see lacking in this survey might be something that public health residents could learn in business school. Was there an idea? I know that Italy has some great business schools, but especially in the north. Was there maybe an idea of this kind of intersectoral cooperation to be part of the residency, especially on financial planning, management leadership, domestic business, and so on? I mean, this is also for academics. What do you think about this kind of cooperation between residents?
Okay, as a disclosure, I have to say that the this Academia Romana of Public Health is very close to a management and leadership school, or partner for training in leadership and management. I believe that these are areas that in public health, when you go to the direction of hospital or direction of healthcare services, are really needed also, not only for direction, maybe also for projecting. To go projecting, then you need some also other than soft skills, you need some hard skills, hard skill of financial planning. To really implement and to innovate with actions in the so I believe that this was probably one of the aim of the survey to highlight this. Was probably it was not set out to understand in a first survey for medical reasons to just talk with them. But yes, I believe that this can be probably. I believe that these things should be done during the school training and not just by sending people in school or for economics or very specific courses, very specific courses that are also not for free most of the time and are not cheap most of the time. So that could be an issue for the future because there is no regulation. So I think that in the near future this will just be an option for private learning. So let's go to this private. And I also would also go to help schools figure out. But this is it. Any other questions?
For the next presentation, we are next presentation about public authorities in France. Everybody my conclusion is that because very large complaining of not thank you very much. Then I'm listening my mouth. Okay, so now we're going to be talking a little bit about what happens in France, how public health residents are trained in the French training. So first of all, I'd like to tell you how one gets to be trained as a public health resident. We do 6 years of med school, that's usual for most European countries. And the first year, it's full of exams and hell, mostly exams, but still we can't forget the part of stress and have a first year of med school. And why is that? Because all the people that apply are accepted. Afterwards, just a little part of these students can follow on the med school training, and the other part are into dentistry and other forms of medical assistant training. You have the possibility to do one year of master's degree during the med school. That's usual, but they're doing a master's degree in anatomy, immunology, like really specific medical field. And also they have the possibility to go on an internship abroad, usually during the summer. And it's either facilitated by their university or by other associations, student associations like or so this is a little image of what I just explained. So this is after high school. This is the year of hell and exams. And afterwards, up there, you can see the medical training program. So it's 6 years of med school. And afterwards, you have also, for example, for public health, 4 years of residency. So after the med school, every med student has to pass an exam that does a sort of ranking, and regarding to this ranking, they can choose their specialty. So the first one can choose the specialty in the city where he wants to do his residency. This was very, very stressful exam also. So you have certain thresholds or certain points in your training when you're very, very stressed. So luckily afterwards, when you're already a public health resident, you can breathe a little bit and you can concentrate on a broader part of your career. So for the public health training scheme, we have 4 years. So we count semesters of internships. So we're doing 6 months of internships in different fields, 4 of which are compulsory to be in a public health structure. Afterwards, we're free to do also clinical work or other types of internship. So 4 semesters are free of charge. Also, we can concentrate on a hospital-based type of training, but there's also an external compulsory internship. So we have to do at least 6 months in another type of structure, like regional health agencies or other types of institutes. So we have a national scheme, a national approved scheme about professors and our national association, and they identified 8 core competencies for the residents. So these are the competencies identified. They are mostly the same with what we saw from Alicia's presentation. So we have to know basic training on biostatistics, epidemiology, medical information, quality and healthcare management, health economy, social sciences, very important, and usually forgotten, and environmental health. So we have this basic core training, but also we are encouraged to do a master's degree. In France, you have more options, and the master's degree is divided into 2 years. 1 year of basic training, and the second year of a more specialized, targeted training for what you want to do afterwards. For example, you have basic training for these 8 core competencies. And afterwards, you're going to do a second year in, say, biostatistics, because you feel that's where you want to work afterwards, or in epidemiology, or in clinical research. Also, we have national seminars that are organized by our National Public Health Association, this, and also European residents are always accepted and welcome to these kinds of seminars. The next one will be in Madrid in April next year. So you are all invited. Also, we have interregional seminars. So, like, let's say the region of Normandy and Brittany, they want to do a seminar together. So, the professors of these regions are organizing something for the residents. Also, we have summer school and we have the possibility to do internships abroad, of course, organized by Euronet and facilitated by Euronet. There are also other options, but of course I'm going to promote Euronet. So now I'm going to give you a few examples of masters of public health that are available in France, that are international, so they are open to European public health residents, and also they are open to all types of public health professionals. So the first one is École de la santé publique. Don't worry, just the name is in French, but the courses are in English, so there's no problem with that. You can go and follow this master's degree. And they have very different types of masters that they are proposing. I don't know if you can see very well, but there's a general master in public health, and afterwards we have masters in policy making, in economy, they have masters in health evaluation, so they are very targeted, and also there's a difference between master, the name master, and master. So this is very French. What's a master? So the master is something that's concentrated on research. It's something that's in the scheme of a bachelor, master, PhD. And master is a post-master degree. It's more oriented towards professional work, and it gives you access to jobs afterwards, or to retrain for a certain field, even if you're working in another field. So, in order to get access to a master, you need to have a very good training before that. There's another very good school of public health, the Pasteur School of Public Health. It's the one the master I'm doing right now, and it's really great. I'm very happy about what I'm learning, and it's oriented on infectious diseases, but also you can do research, biostatistics, or social sciences afterwards. We have the links to everything that I presented at the end of my presentation. Also, there's a master's degree, the science master, proposed by ISPED, it's an institute from Bordeaux, and they have lots of experience in organizing these types of training and education in public health. They also organize the public schools. You're going to see the slides afterwards. So, and they also organize the internet training, and they have a certain type of training in Spanish. Yeah, well, it's in Bordeaux, so it's very close. The summer schools, we have more summer schools than these in France, but these are the two most important, most known summer schools. The one organized by ISPED, and the second one organized by a university in Paris, and they have different training on biostatistics, on certain statistical software like R, like EPINFO, like SAS. And um, they train you for like let's say a week in a certain field of public health that you want to know more about. And this is just for your information. This was a survey done by this. What are public health residents doing after their training? So you can see most of them going I don't know. So, also, we have in private hospitals, in management, in national agencies, and research. So these are the links of the masters that I presented and the summer school. And thank you very much. Okay, so the question for the people that are watching the video, the question was if they are all in France. They are all on the French territory, but they are very good in English. So yes, you have to go over there. Spain also does training via internet, so you can stay in the country. So you have maybe you have to go for the exam. Yeah, that's better in English for certain master's degrees. For certain courses, they are in English and in French, and mostly in English. And for the Spanish classes, I think they have a program in English and of course program in French. They are open. The thing is, they are open to all types of public health professionals. So it's like a training system, like Alicia presented, a training system for all types of public health professionals, medical and non-medical. Very good question. We do the first year of master's degree during our residency. So all medical residents in public health are doing 1 year at least of master's degree. And afterwards, we have the possibility to break, to take a pause in our training program, do a master's degree, and continue afterwards. So this is kind of useful. So it's what I'm doing right now. Cool. We're waiting for you. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, of course you can come and follow the Diego is holding his pen like this. Thank you.
Now, after seeing the results of the survey, my question is if medical residents are working afterwards in the hospital, what is the most frequent professional working at the public administration?
So the other health professionals that are trained in these master programs, they are working in these kinds of institutions. And also there's a transition right now in public health, I think, all over Europe, where there is the old generation of like reclassified professionals. They did a residency in something else, and afterwards they found that public health is amazing, so they wanted to public health training, and the new generation with trainings like this one that shows public health from the beginning. So I think there's a sort of transition that we have also the old generation that was trained otherwise, and the new generation that is trained like this. And the other professionals that follow these courses, these lectures, they are working in these kinds of agencies. Okay, so thank you. So I think it's for the document. if you're excited, I brought you some information on the summer schools and all of the masters that I talked to you about, so you can consult them here. I'm going to leave them afterwards to Alex, the Spanish Association.
I want to thank everybody who talks. It was very, very nice. And I want to invite all of you to be here in front to say, to make a stop on the streaming, to say goodbye to them. Okay? Thank you, everybody. We can follow the streaming after the coffee break. But we will make a stop. Photo will be nice. You have like a timer or something?
No, I have 10 seconds or something I'm gonna put it right here.
Okay, say goodbye to the streaming and then we will take the picture.
Bye.